2 minutes alive. 5 random questions and the classic song of the week when we go 2 minutes alive and we go 2 minutes alive.
Songs in the key of funny, mixing music and comedy. It's like everything you could wish for. It's like an opera singer covered in bees. It's like hearing your favorite song while you eat your favorite cheese. It's funny songs and funny stories. It's songs in the key of funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
Welcome to Songs in the Key of Funny.
Songs in the key of funny, mixing music and comedy.
I'm Kristin Key, your host, and right now on all your devices, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the Kristin Key. Joining me today, the show's co-host with the mo-host. He's the Silent Bob of this Kevin Smith movie. He's the Cheech to my Chung. He's what makes this joint so cush. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Shaun Fisher.
Hey, everybody, how we doing out there?
So excited to have him
That's
back
how I
on.
talk now.
Have you guessed the theme for this week's show yet?
I'm a little behind.
I wonder why. And this week on the podcast, we have Allison Weber. So excited to have her on. She's a musician, a comedian. She was a voice in the animated feature film Epic, and she worked for 9 years at a marijuana dispensary. Oh, yeah. So we're going to have a little marijuana talk today with Allison Weber. And we'd like to say a big thank you to Flappers Comedy Club for letting us have Songs in the Key of Funny podcast right here at Flappers Comedy Club in beautiful down wherever Burbank, where game shows go to have babies. Flappers Comedy Club having comedy 29 hours a day, 13 days a week. So much comedy, you'll go, my God, where are they finding all these comedians? The answer, their own kitchen. So, hi, Allison Weber.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you on. I'm so excited to get to know you. Before we get to you, we have a segment on the show because before we get to like myself and you and Shaun, working musical comedians of today, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for musical comedians of the past who have paved the way for us. And so we like to nod our heads or tip our hats to musical comedians of the past with a classic song of the week. This week's classic song of the week, inspired by you and your hard work slaving at the marijuana factory.
It was the hard work. Somebody had to smoke it. It was me. So
That's right. This song I found on the interweb, and it's called Granny, Won't You Smoke Some Marijuana by John Hartford. And look it up, download it, give him a download. We like to pay tribute, but not royalties.
Yeah.
So here's a little taste of Granny, Won't You Smoke Some Marijuana. Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some marijuana? Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some marijuana? Now you get the milk and I'll get the cookies and we'll get high and do the boogie. Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some marijuana? Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some marijuana? Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some? Granny, won't you smoke some marijuana? I love it. Granny, won't you smoke some marijuana by John Hartford, and that is this week's classic song of the week. Classic song of the week. Classic song of the week. Classic song of the week.
love it. That's who I will be. I will be a granny. You won't have to ask
You
me
will.
if I will be smoking.
You'll be. And now, Allison Weber, you've got. How does one find herself working at a marijuana factory?
Oh,
A
gosh.
factory. You're turning it into like a Willy Wonka analogy.
Yeah, sure. Oh, there was a golden ticket involved.
Right.
No, I used to work down the street from this one, and I was quite the imbiber. So I used to frequent it, and I also very annoyingly talkative, so I would always talk their heads off, like every day when I would go and just buy my weed, and they were like, why don't you talk the other people's heads off and work here? So basically that's how I got the job. And
We'll
that was
pay you
God.
not to talk to us.
Exactly, correct. That was exactly it. They're like, just smoke. And what's funny is they just wanted me to smoke to calm down, and it did the opposite. I was just like a motor mouth about it, and then they would just shove food in my mouth and try to get me to stop, and then shove me out to the people, and that's how it worked.
Did working at a dispensary lead to, did you write any songs about it? Did it make you?
I did. I was too medicated because literally, I was the tester. I had to try everything to tell the patients what it'll do. It was,
You just
hard
open
job.
up a door and like a puff of smoke comes out when you just have like thumbs up or thumbs down.
I don't have DNA. I have THC in my that's like literally what's running through my veins. So I was very, very medicated one night, and I wrote a bunch of little snippets, which are now my medicated medley, or my potpourri.
I was going to say a Medicaidly.
A Medicaidly.
Medicaidly.
I love it. Because pot, you can't joke about more than like 3 things. So I just made all of our favorite songs about it.
I want to hear. Oh, I love it.
Okay. All right. So it's going all over the ages. Let's start with the 80s. Can I hit some of your best pot? I want to smoke some of your best pot. Please, can I hit some of your best pot? Because I want to get blazed. Classic country. Lazy. I'm lazy from feeling so stony. Ooh, Patsy Cline, good for you. I'm so lazy. How about some Kiss? I smoke all my pot at night and sleep through most of the day. I smoke all my pot at night and sleep through most of the day. Or for those experienced ones, I smoke indica at night, sativa during the day. And then how about some disco? Pass the joint around. Make sure everyone gets some action. Pass the joint around. Hey, disco's not dead. Good for you guys. All right. Smoke through the water. Bong, bong, bong. Bong, 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 bong. You get it. I got a Disney one. I smoke the Super Cali freshly grown with extra special dosage. When I cough, you know the sound is angry and ferocious. But if I cough hard enough, I'll always end up toasted. I smoke the Super Cali freshly grown with extra special dosage. I'm a little, I'm a little high. I'm a little, I'm a little high. All right, back to the 80s. I smoke pot from bowls. Sometimes a blunt and a joint maybe, but I smoke my pot from bowls. So come on by a dime and burn with me. And then I got one more classic country with a rollin', rollin', rollin'. Keep them doobies rollin'. Roll 'em, light 'em, smoke 'em, get high. Weed is what we're smoking. It's okay if you're choking. The more you cough, the more you get high. Pass it left, take a hit. Pass it right, take a hit. Pass it back, take a hit. Get high. Hold it in, blow it out. Holy shit, he passed out. There's no doubt that's because he's high. Whoa. I was pretty medicated enough just to play that almost correctly.
Allison Weber.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
With her potly.
Yeah, it was
Medicaidly.
a Medicaidly. Thank you.
Yes.
For all those stony balonies out there.
Oh, it's my favorite word for stone.
Balonies.
Stony
Yeah.
balonies.
Yeah. That's basically.
It's so polite. Like
it
it rhymes, but in like a fun way.
Yeah.
Stony baloney.
Are you stony
Stony
baloney?
baloney.
Yes, I
Okay.
am. Like,
Not like you're a pothead. What?
yeah, it's like offensive, but if
Yeah,
you stony
exactly.
baloney to someone who's stoned, they're gonna be like,
Duh.
All right.
Hashtag duh.
I always wondered if anybody could get anything done while they were stoned, and you just proved that you could. You did write a song.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually write most of my songs. It's funny, if I'm not like feeling creative, one little hit of some satives, and then boom, I'm just like nailing them. So yeah, I
So
don't
there's
know.
different kinds of pot that makes you do different things. Is that true?
There are, and most people see, like, if you need to know out there, there's indica, which I would say is like couch. Good for you knowing it. I love it. And then
Thank you.
sativa is just the opposite.
So it
it's
just
the
makes
up.
you like it makes you lazy. Is that what it does?
It locks you in.
Super locks in, but you know what? It's good for people with lots of pain or sleep issues, and I
Okay.
have
But
I
like
have back
cramps.
problems.
What if you had? Okay, hang on. Can we play a game?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
I'm gonna walk into a. We're gonna sing
Ooh,
a
let's
song.
turn it into a song.
We're gonna
for
sing
sure.
a song.
Yes.
Where I'm gonna walk into a marijuana dispensary. You're gonna tell me what I need to smoke for what ails me. So I'm gonna tell you what's wrong and what I need. You're gonna help me get high. Oh, I will. So I've been worried about my menstrual cramps. What should I smoke to get high?
You get an indica, maybe some good baba kush, because it helps your insides relax. But it won't mess you up too run your errands, you can. But it will relax your tummy.
So I walk into your dispensary, and I just broke my leg. What should I smoke to not give a shit? You can help me get high.
Ooh, yeah. Try some OG Kush because the OG really helps you push all those pain thoughts out of your brain, and you think about the things you like instead. But at the same time, you could still fall asleep with all that pain throbbing in your broken leg.
Okay, so one more. I walk into your dispensary. I'm celebrating a promotion.
Congrats!
What kind of weed do you prescribe to me to help me get high?
I would say you get some Jack Herrera because it makes you real up and happy, yeah. If you want to talk to your friends about how you got promoted, you want something that keeps your brain going. So you use the Jack Herrera or maybe some Blue Dream. Don't be fooled, Blue Dream doesn't put you down. It makes you high.
Hey, Shaun, so you're sitting in your car any time of day. What do you smoke to get high?
Well, if I'm in my car, then it's not that hard. It's illegal to smoke in your vehicle, so I go inside where it is legal, and I will not admit that on camera. I will not admit anything that I'll get in trouble with on camera. But if in another place, it would probably be Blue Dream. But also, I am not a rookie. I'll also smoke some Girl Scout cookies. It's great. It's great.
That's how Shaun gets high. All right.
Yay, go! That was more like she was proud.
That's the most reggae I've ever been in my entire life. I feel super regs. Or in the key of C, why don't you
Regs
go
is
ahead?
bad weed. Fun fact.
Yeah,
Really?
Regs is actually the worst. Well, no, it's not. It's not super dirt. It's not the dirt weed.
It's true, but
It's pretty regular.
it's probably like the D of weed. D to D
It's
minus.
like brickweed.
Yep.
Yeah. We need to talk longer.
I was gonna say, I have a feeling if I let you two go, the whole show would be
There will be
about
no songs, all
marijuana
trains,
talk.
24/7.
And by the way, anybody listening or watching right now, we are live on Facebook Live. If you just joined, this is the Songs in the Key of Funny with Kristin Key, my co-host Shaun Fisher. Our guest today is Allison Weber, who worked for a marijuana dispensary for 9 years. So, if you have any questions about marijuana, ask Allison anytime during the show, and I'll make sure our producers get the questions to me. In the meantime, before we get off, are you from California?
No, I am from South Florida.
Me too.
Where? Hold on.
Okay, I was born in Hollywood, but I grew up in like West Palm area.
Stop it! I'm from Boca
Yeah, it's
Raton.
like-
My husband's
Okay.
from Plantation.
I know exactly. So
We
my,
could
my-
talk for real
Oh,
things.
my
It's like
dad lives
two
in like a
goats
Lauderhill
just
area right
discovered
now.
each
My
other.
mom just moved to Ocala area.
Just being
I've
quiet.
been
Sorry.
so into South Florida. That's so fun. I'm
South
sorry to
Florida.
interrupt.
No, you're perfect. No, I love
I'm
it.
sorry, I just called you both goats.
That's kind of correct.
The greatest of all time.
Two Floridians just bump into each other. It is like two goat. You're a goat.
That's not. I don't know. That's
So you both, you know, because when I smoked weed, I lived in Texas, and it was that dirt weed.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we're very familiar with brickweed. That's why we know the term regs. I wasn't sure if you knew it because of that. That's so great. You know what? Actually, and I could tell you, I've been a patient for much longer than the legal California lets me be. Been a patient since I was, well, I'm not going to say the age, but anyway, I got caught in Florida with a little tiny piece of pot, no bigger than my thumbnail. This is true.
Yeah.
And they threw me in jail.
I've been to jail for pot.
Oh my God, we have to exchange stories.
I would love that. I was in Quanah, Texas, on my way to a Neil Diamond concert. I was in Quanah, Texas, on my way to see Neil Diamond. My best friend in the whole wide world was in the passenger seat. A cop pulled us over, said, do you have anything illegal in the car? I said, no. He said, you look like you're lying, get out of the car. It turns out I had a busted taillight, but he could tell by the stone look in my eye. And my friends said, we got some pot in the glove box and a bong in the back seat, and I've got a joint in my pocket. And I was like, why didn't you lie? Hi. So I went to jail in Guana, Texas. What happened to you?
Well, I got caught with a tiny piece of pot. I was smoking out of a little bowl that I had. And then they saw that I was in my car behind a bar, and they said, get out now.
Get out now!
So I was caught, and they actually shackled my feet, and they actually put a chain around my waist and shackled me to my waist. They made me feel like I was a serial killer. So my joke is I'm Cannabis Lecter.
Cannabis Lecter. Oh my God, it's terrible, isn't it?
No, for real. Shackled my
Shackles.
feet. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I have a piece of cat. Oh, thanks,
Going
everybody.
to enjoy your
I know,
kidneys
they
with a
make
nice
you feel so
sativa.
dirty.
No, I was like, cotton mouth.
I just had to shower in front of a lady, and I kind of enjoyed it.
You don't actually have a jail story. This is my super sad jail story. So,
Super sad jail
It's a sad one.
I know, as opposed to a super happy one, you know. So we had a party.
We'll play some sad music.
No, yeah. So I was waiting for the metal bench to be vacant so I could take a nap, but I had to wait all day. And finally, the seat was empty, so I lay down. But this was right after they issued me my lunch. It was a disgusting bologna sandwich and a little yogurt cap full of apple juice. I don't know why it was in a yogurt container. But because I had cotton mouth and I knew I'd wake up really thirsty, I decided I was going to hold on to that in my hands and fall asleep in a really, really cute position like this. And when I woke up an hour later, my hands were still in this position, but my apple juice had been stolen. What? Yeah, they stole my apple juice. I'm a super gangster, guys.
Stole her apple juice. Who would do a thing like
Stole her apple juice.
stole your apple?
I'm super gangster. Like, seriously, I didn't get a tattoo. Thanks, guys.
I just love the idea of
Some
someone
really
sitting,
constipated prisoner.
just sitting on the other side, just like mean eyeing you, just like.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Mad talking,
yum,
sipping
yum,
that apple
yum.
juice.
Oh, I was the saddest because my hands were still in this position. So I was like sleeping like this, and I woke up. I know.
I remember what used to be there.
Yeah.
That used to be my happy juice. Now it's a sad, sad circle.
Oh, the saddest story. Everybody's like, yeah, I went to jail. I got this tattoo. Somebody's like, yeah, I went to jail. I got jumped. I'm like, they stole my apple juice. I'm like a 5-year-old in jail still.
Ooh, speaking of which,
Oh,
let's play a little game.
okay,
Oh,
let's
nice.
do it.
We're gonna reach in that little purple box. And we're gonna
Ooh.
pull out some instruments. It's gonna be like back in music school. This is called
love it.
way back, way back, way back, way back, way back. Box.
I love it. I love
So
it.
let's
I gotta reach
everybody
in.
grab an instrument. Yeah.
I gotta reach in with
Any
a blind.
instrument will do.
I don't know what. I
Way
grabbed
back,
two.
way
Oh, I have a
back,
kazoo.
way
No, I have a.
back,
I
way
can't grab a
back,
kazoo. I have a mouth
way
kazoo.
back.
That's not cool. Hold on a minute.
Something you can play while you.
Oh, here, this is fun.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
while you sing.
I need a
Perfect.
thing with it. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Perfect. What are
Pull
the
out
notes?
our. Sounds
Oh my
like
God,
a
it's a nice-
xylophone.
Yeah, it's a nice. Oh, that's perfect.
It's so pretty. I like how it's all
Play guitar for
rainbow.
this one. Yeah. Because I'm gonna play the old guitar for music class.
It's like you're the music teacher.
Yeah, I'm the music teacher. I'm gonna ask you some questions about way back in time, and let's see if we can play our instruments during music class. Can we play our instruments and go back in time to talk about your childhood and how you figured out that you were funny? Yeah, that sounds pretty good. We'll slow it down a little bit. All right, you ready to answer some questions?
I think so. I'm trying to figure out what all these notes are, but it's okay.
We got us a golden music prodigy over there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Shaun, what are you playing the clam?
I love the clamshell.
I think they're called the castanets.
The castanet?
Yeah.
I prefer to call it a clam. Yes.
Oh, the pearls of wisdom coming from over
Whoa.
here. Love it. Puns.
All right, Allison Weber.
Okay.
What made you laugh as a kid? What made you laugh as a kid?
Anything involving the word butt or poop, and it's still the same.
Okay, it's a fair answer.
It's true. Still.
Were you a funny kid or were you a boring, annoying kid?
I was a really funny kid. Whenever we'd go out to eat, my mom would say to the waiter, watch what she does and treat me like a trained seal. Truly. I'm like 5 and they're like, look at what my daughter can do. And I'd be like, and I'm just making sounds like, yes. Oh. And it's still the same way. I'm 30 and she's like, yeah, I gotta talk to the waiter. Oh. Yeah, I was a silly kid.
Okay, so you enjoyed it.
I did. And I would make radio shows at my house and ask all the neighborhood kids to participate. I don't know how to rhyme real fast, but at least I'm telling you the story, yay.
You don't have to. That's what the joy
That's
of
the
childhood
best part
is. We're in
about the
music
story.
class. Yeah, I'm more excited to hear about you than your rhyming skills. We'll get to your rhyming
you.
skills later.
Dun, dun, dun.
Foreshadowing some upcoming games. Okay. What was the first stage you ever told a joke on? Bonus points if you can remember the joke.
Oh, I can.
Even more bonus points if you can remember what you were wearing.
I know exactly what I was wearing. My first taste of being on stage was lucky enough at the World Famous Improv. I was friends with Jill Michelle Million, and she said, come on stage and try your brand new songs you wrote to pretend that you're a stand-up comic. So I wore a little pink shirt and some blue jeans so I would look cute. And then I went on stage and did a song about online dating, because that's what I was doing.
Wow, that's a good memory. How did the joke go over?
Okay, my dirtier songs went over better, but I had to ease them in with cute songs so that I won't seem super gross. But then I made sure to end with the grossest song that's still my closer. I'm not even kidding.
Are you gonna play it on the show today?
Unfortunately, it's too gross, and I don't want to lose your host or your folks or your anybody listening.
Thank you so much for sparing our young audience
Yes,
from that.
exactly.
But I hope people that want to hear it, where can they find it online?
Dirty Guitar Girl, and you can find, if you look up the Ha Ha video from 2009, because it's literally the entire first set I ever wrote.
One last question.
Sure.
Who was the first comedian that you ever remember being inspired by?
Ooh, that's kind of hard, because if you talk about the fact that I do parodies, we'd say Weird Al, but I wasn't necessarily watching him to do the parodies. I was watching more like Ellen DeGeneres and George Carlin and Robin Williams and Richard Pryor and all those people. And I really, 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 really love to sing songs like Dana Carvey used to.
That's a little bit about Allison Weber's childhood. Very good. Yes, you're a good musician, little girl.
Oh my gosh, thanks. My mom would be happy. You said that mom's the piano teacher, so I sort of cheated in this life of musical nonsense.
I feel like
There
we
you
should
go.
talk about, as a child, anything with the word poop or fart.
Or butt.
What else? Or butt in it. So I feel like we need a song about poopy fart butt.
I wonder if I have one of those.
You actually do, don't you?
I do, and
Is
you
it
know.
time for another Allison Weber original?
Yay! Alrighty, well, I had originally written a different version of the song, and then as I became more musically inclined with comedy, I realized that it was in super sad notes, and it was hard to sing about poop in super sad notes. Just like you don't want to do brown notes while you're talking about brown. So I decided to make it the poppiest, happiest song, so I did a pretender song. We had Mexican food. Oh, oh, oh. And I held in my poop all night. We went back to your house, we made out on the couch. Oh, oh, oh. But my butthole was having a fight. Ooh, ooh. Oh, the pain. Ooh. Ah. Ho, ho. The hold in the poop pain. We've all been on those dates, right? No matter what, I know I can't go. Oh, oh, oh. I can't risk stinking up your commode. But those sprays never work, no one will admit. Oh, oh, it just makes it smell like a summer breeze mixed with shit. Ooh, ah. Oh, the pain. Oh, my God. Oh, the hold in the poop pain.
I'm a sucker for a good poop
I'm
song
a fan.
myself.
Thanks, guys. Oh, but seriously, all those boys take us out for Mexican food, and they want to take us out and then like make out, and you're like, shh, 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 please don't say anything. Yeah, it's I realize now when you're married though, you don't worry about that because now like the door's just wide open. I'm like, hey babe, what's for breakfast?
You know, not all marriages, but we're learning about yours.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
So how long have you been married now?
We are approaching our 7-year anniversary.
Aw, and you're married to one of my favorite comics,
He's the best. He's
Flip
the best.
Schultz. And Flip Schultz, I know you're listening. Hey, baby.
Hey, lamp. Yes, and actually, ironically, since I slightly mentioned before that my first taste of stand-up was at the Improv, I met him on my second ever show. It was also at the Improv, 'cause Jill, Michelle, Million, I love you wherever you are. She booked me twice in a row, and then that's where I met him at the show. But he was a different person. He was his character, Skippy Green.
Wait, what you met? Okay, so you met your husband.
Now I'll say it in real words.
Oh, you met Skippy Green.
And if you, I'll say it in real words. Well, I met Skippy Green, and who is a very different character from Flipper Schultz because he is super dirty. It's hard not to sing the words of this. And he ends his set with a song about doing things to lady part nether regions. And I do songs about the same kind of thing for men. So I was like, oh my God, we can be friends. So I went up to him and said something dirty. He followed up with something super dirty back. And that's when we realized we were a perfect match. But then he knew that my mother had flown in from out of town. So he decided to go up and Jew-woo her by listing his college credits. Not even kidding, that's true. Mom actually flew out because it was my first big show listed on the bill. So she flew out from Florida. And she was there. She saw Skippy's act super, super dirty. But he went up and dropped the character. Actually, quite the opposite. Because she said that she had met him as the real Flip. Because he Jew-wooed and was like, I'm from Florida too. And I went to college down the street from your house, and I graduated.
Is that your impression of your husband?
That's what he sounds
My
like.
name's Flipper Schultz. My name is Flip, and I graduated cum laude from FAU.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
This is how Skippy Green talks.
Skippy's like, hey, how you doing? And basically, after that, my mother came back. I'm going to say this. She came back to an after party I had at my dispensary because they all loved me, which was Daddy's Pipes, just plugging it. They had an after party for me, and she was in the room and said, I don't want to smoke because she smokes every now and again. She's like, I don't want to smoke because I don't want anybody to like get weird if I'm like, I don't want to be weird. So she didn't realize that being in a very tiny room with like 30 people all chiefing out of all different variant things, that she was going to get extremely. So she didn't have a filter at a certain point. So everybody knew Skippy's act and how dirty he was, and would have never assumed that I would ever. Anyways, she, at one point, they all like make a toast. They're like, oh, Allison was the best comic of the night. Well, her and that Skippy guy, and she stands up super high and she's like, Allison, I'm telling you, you should date that Skippy guy. He was super sweet. And they're all like, isn't that the guy that just used like every bad word that George Carlin had like mentioned is like every bad word? And she totally put her seal of approval on it, and that was it. We got married 2 years later on stage at the Improv.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Married by Eddie the bartender, who's been there, like legendary Eddie the bartender, and Mike Carano, who's the photographer for there, took our pictures. So we had like this very improv-y, like everything wedding. It was fantastic. Yeah, it was just a small one too. It was just like our friends and family. Oh, super
Oh, that was really nice. It ended on a very positive
But
note.
Mom really like put the seal of approval, and she loves Skippy even though she hates my act. I was like, thanks, thanks, Mom.
It's different when it's coming out of Flip's face.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only know Flip is Flip. We both auditioned for Last Comic together back in 06. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just remember we would sing whatever that really sappy song that was on the radio at the time to be funny. And I saw your face.
Oh, James Blunt.
James
You're
Blunt.
beautiful.
And that's every time we said, "Yeah, every time we saw each other, and it made me like him. So I approve. Yeah.
He's so cute. He made a parody. Speaking of parodies, he was like, "Your cuticles, your cuticles." He's like getting a manicure.
He's a good-
Plug for you, baby, wherever you are.
So some questions about being married to a comic. Do you guys just sit around and laugh all the time?
We're super somber. No, I'm kidding. No, we do. We actually, it's really sad how much Family Guy and American Dad is quoted in our household. Like we literally, our entire relationship is based on quotes of those two shows. And of course we quote, each other, and we iterate off of each other, and we help each other with bits, and it's super fun. We laugh a lot. We laugh and then we scream. Like it's kind of this perfect
So it's
vibe.
volatile.
Yeah.
Volatile.
Oh yes, yes. We love and hate all in equal amounts. Like, no, I'm kidding. I love you, babe. But no, we joke that it's kind of like you need to be super passionate, especially when you're comics. There's so much that you have in common, and we have like everything in common.
I always find that passionate can be a word for abusive, if depending on what relationship. Let's just hope this one's just passionate.
He's passionate. Passionately pushing me down the stairs. Yeah,
When he
exactly.
throws that coffee mug in my face. Passionate.
Throwing plates after I burn his beef.
I can't believe we're writing his domestic violence song.
But really, we just love each other
I'm
with
saying
hate
nothing.
words. We love each other with hate words.
There's nothing I could say that's funny.
So I'm gonna try to lighten the mood with things like hate words that
Acknowledging
mean
power
love.
dynamics.
I'm like, I really wanna rip out your eyeballs with love. I promise I will rip out your throat. But that's because I love the sound of your voice. No. It's really fun. We actually come from the same area in Florida too. We have two. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.
This
out
audience
there.
goes with every. Me too.
Seriously.
Hashtag me too. Hashtag me too. Hashtag me too.
Me too. If you've ever thrown a mug. No, I really. We have the family. It's all in the same. We go to the one airport when it comes to holidays. We're from 20 families. We actually share mutual friends from Florida, which is super eerie and
Because you're
weird.
both from nearby in Florida, but
Super
never knew
nearby.
each other.
No, we met at the LA Improv, and then we were like, oh my God, we go to the same airport. We should get married just for that sake. We could
Just
save on the.
convenience sake.
Yeah, exactly. We could save on Christmas trips.
That's
you know.
really sweet. That is really
Yeah, we're super cute. Hi, babe. Love you.
sweet. Aw, good for you guys. And
Thanks.
now before him, was there? Because I know you talk about dating a lot in your act. Do you find that women? Because I know that people always list sense of humor as something that they want in a man, but then women always have like that type of guy. Do you?
Oh, I had a type, and what's funny is it wasn't Jewish, because I was Jewish. I was like, I need to stray a smidge. But I liked tall, dark, and lots of leg hair. Like, that was truly, like, what I liked.
Leg hair.
I liked Italians. Like, and my track record prior to had been primarily Italians. And a couple of African Americans, because I like to sauce up the pot. But anyways, I basically, like I said, tall and dark. But then I met Flip, who is tall and he has dark hair, and that was like, oh, and you're Jewish. Well, my family will like that. So
And
it
his
sort of
legs
worked out.
are satyr-like.
They are. Yeah, there's like a bone. There's just bone
There's
and
a
like
clove hook. He
lots
plays
of
a pan
tears.
flute.
There's tears and parsley. But he's got just enough leg hair that it didn't make it a deal breaker. So It's not like super. I liked like a lot where you almost could like throw like things at it and it would stick like Velcro. Yeah. That was sort of like my type. Yeah, I was super into it. But yeah, no. He's just enough leg hair, babe. So don't you worry. I love your
Just
leg
enough
hair.
leg hair.
I know that's like nobody's type. It's like enough leg hair,
need
but
just enough leg hair.
yeah, it didn't need to be chest hair. Yes, Bo Derek style. I want to beat it.
Cornrows in the leg hair.
Yeah. Like I said,
Gotta
yeah.
use an air dryer to really get in there. Like way too much leg hair.
And then if I want to go with the style, I would straight iron it, you know, because that was like all the rage in the early 2000s. That was it. So I would make sure that he had a fluffy leg.
Leg hair. Never too much leg hair. Can't get too much leg hair. I think we need some more leg hair.
Some more leg hair on
If you are a swimmer, you need to get out of here. If you are a shaver, I don't want to hear anything unless you
Need
got
a little more
that
leg
leg
hair.
hair.
No now. Just leg hair.
Said,
Here's
here's
what
what I've been needing is
Leg
an Armenian. Said, leg hair. Can I get more leg hair?
I swear, I dated an Armenian. That was my first major boyfriend, and he had a lot of leg hair.
Leg hair.
Shout out, Garo.
If you need to know about leg hair, then the people that we gotta speak. I had a boss, his name was Dino. And Dino was 5'3".
Woo!
Yeah, Dino would tell me to work each day, and he would fill up on my week. But Dino had the longest leg hair, and Dino's nationality was Greek.
Woo!
Dino
Leg hair.
Stephanopoulos.
Leg hair.
Dino Stephanopoulos. Hopefully he can hear what we're gonna be talking about.
It's rare that you meet a Stephanopoulos from Greece.
Right?
It's never too messy, 'cause they look like Uncle Jesse.
Oh!
Leg hair. There's a reach for leg hair. Really? Leg hair.
Leg hair, yeah. Ooh, that's why I didn't like blondes.
Blondes don't have leg hair.
No,
You
blondes,
mentioned-
if they have a lot, it's like you can't see it.
That's
You know?
true. It's see-through.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your grandmother, was it your grandfather? That was your
Grandfather.
grandfather lived to be. How old was your grandfather when he died?
He was literally 2 months shy of a month and a half shy of 102. Yeah, he was a rock star. Actually, I have the cutest story because he was a dancer, and I talk about in my set how it's important for people when they're, you know, most women like dancers because like it can kind of tell if you're good at rhythm, they might be good
Well, yeah,
in
women
other
love
regions.
gay men. Yeah.
Indeed, lots of rhythm. But Grandpa had so much rhythm that we literally threw him a 100th birthday party that was all centered around dancing. And I kind of want to show you the dance move he pulled off, so I'm going to try to do it right now.
see
He
it.
did this
yes.
all night long, no cane, no walker, 100 years old, he pulled this off.
Just swivel hips. Just
Super
swiveling.
swiveling the hips.
the
Like
Tom
just super,
Jones.
oh yes, just waggling that thing around. So the funniest part is that, and I proved that this is why women love dancers, is the very next day we got a call that Grandpa had fallen out of bed.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. And then everybody was like, the nurse was like, "Don't worry though, he's okay." But we thought we'd let you know he didn't fall out of his bed. Grandpa done fell out of some lady's bed, and he didn't have any pants on.
Oh.
Yes. So my thing is that this lady who saw him from across the room pulling off one of these jibby jabbies was like, "Oh my God,
He still got
I
it.
gotta go see if that thing works." And then took him to bed and had some century sex. That's what happened.
Century sex.
That's what
What
it
an
was.
achievement.
It was the
right.
That's
happiest
like-
birthday for him.
That's like one of those video game things that only like 1% of people who play it actually get to that achievement.
He unlocked that key.
You ever banged an octogenarian?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
I think it was I think she was
It's
a nonagenarian.
Centurion.
It's a centurion.
That's like a robot.
He was like a half a horse.
A centaurian?
The bottom half. Right, ladies? The bottom half. Okay, I'm sorry. We're getting dirty.
100 years.
Yep, that was it. He was the adorablest. Love you, Gramps.
Hi,
Boop.
Gramps.
He's swaggling up in halves.
Swaggle.
That's right.
Yeah.
You ready to be? Are you ready to have your musical comedy skills put to the test?
Oh, lordy, I think so.
The part of the show, we got a lot of games to play.
Ooh, I'm gonna wipe my sweat.
Let's start with the first one. This one's called Learning Stuff About Hip Hop. Teach us something, Shaun.
Let's give it a bye.
Learning stuff about hip hop. Teach us something, Shaun.
I'm having too much fun doing that today. All right. So, my rap fact for the day, my little rap quiz for you is going to be about rap facts. Rappers' real names versus rappers' stage names. Right?
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the rapper's real name, and then I'm gonna have you guess their stage name. Cool? Makes sense. Easy?
Daddy's does have a lot of rapper clientele,
I
so
only
I'm
know
gonna hope that I
3
know.
rappers.
All right, wait. It might be one of them. I started you out
And they were
real
all
easy.
at the mall this
real
Christmas.
easy. Ready? First one, Marshall Mathers.
Eminem.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. All right, next
I
one.
got one.
You did.
I get a Snickers.
Yes, you do. Armando.
In a rapper.
Armando.
I'm kidding, sorry.
Armando Christian Perez.
Pitbull?
Yes.
Ooh!
Yes, very
We're tied
cool.
so far.
Nice.
Who's gonna
nice.
get the pizza?
All right, Jonathan Mortimer Smith.
Wait, can we know what decade of a rapper? Is this like, is it a new or is it a...
No, I'll say I will give you a region.
Jonathan
Southern rapper.
Mortimer
John-
Nelly?
Jonathan Mortimer Smith.
Nelly?
John.
Little John.
Yeah, Little John. Mortimer. All right, here we go. Ready, all right. Calvin Cortazar Broadus Jr.
Oh, wait, I think that's... Isn't that... Wait, that's not... No, hold on. Calvin... Oh, Lil Wayne? No. Wait.
Calvin Cortazar Broadus
that Nelly?
Jr. No.
Damn it.
Missy Misdemeanor Elliott.
No. Snoop Dogg.
Oh, of course, Calvin!
Calvin Cortazar Broadus
Oh,
Jr. He's the second one.
That's right, Broadus. Oh, I should have known that.
It's all good. And then, all right, I think you have 2. You have 1.
Oh, God,
Or actually, it's 2-2 because you both
It's
guessed
2-2,
Marshall
yeah.
Mathers. Therefore, this is the last one it comes down to. You
Who's
guys,
for
y'all
all
ready?
the pizza?
All right, here we go. Who is Amethyst Amelia Kelly?
Ooh, is that... Wait.
R. Kelly?
No, it's a girl. It's a girl. Is this little Kim? No, wait, no, because Kim would be...
Amethyst Amelia Kelly?
Nicki Minaj.
No. You are in...
Cardi B?
No.
I'm just
Last
naming all
chance,
rappers
last
now.
chance. She is a newer rapper. She is not American.
Oh. Is that MIA? No.
No, she's Australian.
Oh, is that what's her name? Fancy Azalea Banks? Is Acalia? What's her name? No, wait. Oh, hold on a minute.
Acacia tree.
Is that
Iggy Azalea. Iggy
That one.
Azalea.
She knew who you were talking about.
I said the fancy.
But there is an
that's
Azalea
why.
Banks.
There is an Azalea. That's why I got him
Yes.
confused.
So,
All those
This is why they
azaleas in the
changed their
world.
names. This is
right?
why they-
I like it. Yeah, you can't be Jonathan Mortimer Smith. You would much rather be Lil Jon.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
figured what our fun game could
Lil
be
Molly,
today
big-
is we can either give each other rap names
Ooh.
or we can pick our own and then do a song being like, yo, this
All
is
right,
MC
all right.
blah, blah, blah.
I think we should all give each other rap names. And
All
I
right.
think in the meantime, Roxy the Fox, get a suggestion brewing in that noggin of yours. And we'll start, let's see, I'm gonna give Shaun,
Okay.
I'll give you yours.
What's mine?
And you give,
I'll give you yours,
you give me
Then
mine.
we'll just send it down the
And
row
then,
like that.
and then you give me mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
No worries.
So Shaun, you're gonna be, you're gonna be little green bean.
Little green bean. I'm little green
Little
bean.
green bean.
Oh.
Little
All right.
green bean.
All right. You are going to be. Your name's going to be Mama Hash Browns.
Mama hash. Oh, because of the hash.
Yeah.
And brown because I like poop. Perfect.
I was thinking of
I
the
love all
food,
the-
but I like your
all the
interpretation as
things.
well.
Brown tape.
All the things.
Little green
Okay.
bean and Mama Hash Brown on the track.
Oh. And what about
Mama had brown, waiting for my name now.
Oh gosh, you guys got me stumped. I got a writer's block. All right, what about
Coming to the stage, the
what
next
about-
rapper,
Cutting keys?
Cutting Keys.
Cutting keys.
You're like one of those blacksmiths, or like the people at Home Depot.
Mama hash brown.
He was Cutting Keys.
And
Hey,
I'm
who wants to
low-
listen to Cutting Keys' new album about?
Cutting keys, dropping dropping rhymes. That's it.
Drumming rhymes
Drumming
all the
rhymes.
time.
Can we change it to key cutter?
Key cutter.
The
Key cutter.
Yeah.
Cutter?
It's like
Key
Kid
cutter.
Cudi, but Key Cutter.
Yeah.
Key cutter.
cutter.
Do
Yeah,
you
exactly.
mean Kid
Key
Cudi?
cutter.
Nah,
No,
Key
Key
Cutter.
Key cutter.
Key
Key
cutter.
cutter. Mama hash browns
I just
and
dropped my
little,
pick. What?
little green beans.
All right, here we go.
Oh, no, you know what? I got another one in my other pocket.
All right. So what's our freestyle rap topic today? We're gonna rap about. I'm warming up my rapper.
Let it beam, let it beam, let it beam.
I'm gonna rap about bears.
Oh.
All right. Here come some words. I ain't gonna stutter. I'm dropping bombs 'cause I'm a key cutter. Letting you know about these things that I like. They're bears. I like bears. I like bears' fur and I like bears' paws. And when bears are in the south, they got southern draws. Bear-like baskets, bear-like honey. I like bears and I like money. Bears go grrr. I like bears 'cause I like bears' fur. Take it.
Ooh. I like a bear. His name is Teddy. I got another one that I call Freddy. But they are sitting on my bed 'cause I am 35, but I pretend that I am only 8 years old and I cuddle them all night long. And they
Mama.
got the paws real big. And that's what they do. They eat figs. I'm kidding, they really eat salmon. I don't know how they find them with all the famine that is happening in the grizzly bear forest. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm foreign.
Alright, bears make me feel whimsy. I'm gonna rap about the bears at Disney.
Woo!
Yeah, man, over here I'm not stunting. When I think bears in Disney, I think Critter Country.
Woo!
Yeah, man, I be going on a chronic. Watching bears sing country animatronics. Oh, yeah. Oh, and I'm over there, what gotta do. And I'm going to another Disney bear named Pooh. And he's really, really cool. So watch him till I wear dentures. I'm watching him and all his friends go on adventures. Yeah, and I know that is true. I know the one from Jungle Book, his name's Baloo. Ooh! Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a jamboree happening at Disney with all the bears you see. So come over, let's get real fuzzy. Take a hit of this with my man.
Lil
Little
Bean and Mama Hash. Yeah, to Disney we gonna dash.
Bears.
Bears.
You can also find a bear if you go to West Hollywood. They are the big hairy guys that got a lot of wood for the other guys. And they cuddle and give you those dreamy bear eyes.
Wow, wow, wow. Hey.
Oh my god, these are so much fun. You guys are so much fun.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop.
Hip hop. It's time for 5 random questions. All right, 5 questions. 5 random questions is a fantastic game. I'm going to ask you 5 questions that were written in under 5 minutes.
Ooh, okay.
They're corresponding with A, B, C, D, and E. They're 5 letters, and all corresponding with a different key.
Okay.
So I'll ask each question in a different tune, in a different key, and you'll respond in a song. Let's start with A. What's the worst? What's the worst? What's the worst? What's the worst? What's the worst thing you've ever done in a job interview?
Ooh, I gotta think. Job interviews, I've hardly had any. 'Cause I just walk around high and people give me jobs. They're like, hey, you're really high and you talk too much, so get on the other side of the counter.
Wait for sales.
I guess the worst thing I've ever done was to talk their heads off. And maybe when I was a waitress, I would dance with the customers, and then that's how I got fired, 'cause I was sweating in their salad. That's true.
That's the worst thing she's ever done at a job.
Can I have a non-sweaty salad?
I was like, that's part of the dressing.
Salad sweat.
They did give me bigger tips, though, for being entertaining, so,
there
hey,
you
you know.
go.
And I went to a job that allowed me to dance, you know, like the
Maybe
weed
they
store.
wanted salty sweat salads.
Who doesn't?
Move on to B. You farted loud in a crowded elevator and it really stinks. What do you do? What do you do?
I turn to everybody and I say, what happens to the polar bear when he eats too much? He breaks the ice. My name is Allison, and that was me.
That's what she does.
That's what she does.
That's what you do.
I'm pressing this button.
Who can guess what I ate for lunch? Peanut butter and jelly. You're right.
Oh my God. I pray I'll never be in that
I
elevator.
know that smell. That's a peanut butter and jelly fart.
Oh my
I'm the girl from the
God.
first bit. I can't believe you got on this elevator with me.
I do have to say the peanut butter and jellies do have a sweeter smell than
You
most.
ruined my salad earlier,
You're
and now
welcome.
you're stinking up my elevator experience.
I'm going to get off the floor early. C. You have 3 days alone on house arrest. The requirements of your house arrest are that you have to eat and binge watch TV the whole time. So what show do you decide to binge watch, and what are you eating?
You mentioned before that you love cheese, and so do I. I could really eat New York extra sharp cheddar all day, every day, and that's why I'm super cheesy. What would I watch? Would I watch if I was binge watching? I've heard good things about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but I haven't seen it yet. I was watching Black Mirror, but then I wanted to slit my wrist, so I decided to go with something happier. So Marvelous Maisel is on the list.
Good answer.
Thanks.
D.
I like when you tell me because that's the only way I can jam. is to-
What's your hidden talent? What are you really good at? Nobody really knows. It's okay, you can tell us, like, what makes you proud of yourself. Like, for instance, I crochet. Like, I'm really, really good at crocheting now. Now it's your turn, go.
Well, besides doing music on instruments and with my voice, I can also do some stupid human tricks, like you've heard the kazoo. But I can also sing with my hands, 'cause I'm a lunatic.
Wow, that's really stupid, but really talented. Wow.
Thank you, everybody out there.
I'm surprised the audience isn't going nuts and throwing
And
their
you guys are
panties on the
really,
stage.
really withholding with your applause. There
There
it
it goes.
is.
Thank you.
If I wasn't playing the guitar, I'd be taking my underwear off and throwing at it right now.
Yeah, that
Dang,
would take
can
way
you put your
more
guitar-
time than you think it would.
Can you put your guitar down, 'cause I could use a new pair of undies?
No, because we have to go to E.
Okay, cool.
Last question. What do you hope? What do you hope? I said, what do you hope? I said, what do you hope? What do you hope your last words will be?
Ooh, that is a fun one.
I'll repeat the question. What do you hope? What do you hope? Say, you're about to die. What do you hope? You're gonna die, 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 die. What do you want your last words to be?
Now you might think it'd be fart or poop or butt based on what we talked about. But if you really know me, I make up nonsense words. So this would be probably Lammy Pants Moo, Face McGarnagle, Face Pants McGee, McGillicuddy. But then I would end with a solid McGarnagle Lammy.
That's what her last words would be.
Put it on a tombstone.
McGarnagle Lamb.
get all the points for that game too.
Thanks, everybody out there.
Damn, you're winning.
Oh, hashtag
I think
winning.
you've pulled away. I don't know if we can either come back.
I hope.
I believe in us.
There's like a
hope you're
daily
ready.
double kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
Since you like making up nonsense words,
Mm-hmm.
segue. Grab a paper and a pen and of your very best friend, 'cause it's time for musical Mad Libs. Yay! All right, so this week our musical Mad Lib is called So You Want to Be a Contestant on a Game Show.
Which is perfectly apropos because I've been on like 300 game shows as a contestant. Not even kidding.
Well, I pull up my story. Will you just name the game shows that you've been on?
Okay, in order, because I'm a lunatic. I was a mob member for the entire 2008 season of 1 vs. 100. Came away with $5,000. What up? Also was on Temptation as a main contestant afternoon, like housewife show, and that was $1,000 worth of prizes. Then I went on Let's Make a Deal as a mime. I always said I would take the curtain, and I didn't pick the curtain, and I did, and I did the envelope, and I got $111 and lost a car.
Oh.
And then I recently, and I was
Worst.
on Your Chance to Dance as Pat Benatar. I had to do the Love is a Battlefield dance. I was horrible. And then I did, and the last one was with my husband Flip. We did Celebrity Name Game in 2014, and we won $3,600. Went on our overdue honeymoon.
Aw,
That's
congratulations.
We were so cute.
Thanks.
All right, so the
I
theme-
was on 14 game shows.
Oh my God, Roxy,
Roxy.
Yeah, including Hollywood Squares,
Oh.
Win, Lose, or Draw.
How do I not
Shop
know this
till
about
you
my own
drop,
producer?
Supermarket Sweep, couple
Aaron,
times.
shop till you drop.
Oh my God, because
We
you have the
gotta
best
talk after the
personality. And
show.
for anybody who wants to be on game shows out there, you need to have like super, super uppity Magooga personality in
She
order to get
surely
it.
does. I
You
wanna-
have to be in the
okay,
uppity of the
Just,
Magugas.
just
That's
act
super.
excited when you lose.
You
That's
have
the
to.
key.
And it's like, oh my God, I lost the car. Wah!
Roxy, after the show's over, I want you to make a list so we can put it on the Facebook page. I want to write out each one just in
Find
case
'em.
people are curious.
You
so
got
that
it.
we can
Find
put
'em.
out the
Got it.
entire list. So guys, after the show, go to the Facebook page and we'll have Roxy's entire
any-
career of game shows.
If anyone wants on
I
a
love
game show, just email us. We'll get you on.
Oh my God! All right, well that's one way to get viewers.
Yeah, we
All
got
right,
'em.
Musical Mad Libs. All right, this week it's tips for a game show contestant. So you want to be on a game show. All right, so and the way that we play this is, it's just like a Mad Lib, except for it's musical Mad Libs, where I wrote a story or a song. But wherever I thought there'd be an interesting or descriptive or fun place to put a blank, I put a blank. And I sent Allison the parts of speech that I thought they would be.
Yes.
But I'm not great at grammar. and I had her fill it out, and she brought it with her. So let's get cracking.
And I use the weirdest words of all time.
We'll see how this goes.
Yes, it might be crazy, but let's see.
Okay. So you want to be a contestant on a game show? Well, the new hit game show that's sweeping the nation is America's Got.
Taradiddles.
How would you like to be one of our
Snollygostery.
contestants? Ah.
Snollygostery.
Well, if you follow these
420 million.
simple steps, then you'll be on your way to fame and
Flibberty gibbets.
flame and flibberty gibbets.
Flippity gibbets.
Step 1.
Step 1 of 420 million.
Exactly.
What makes you
Cattywampus. These are all real words.
like? Do you sing, dance, or
Bumfuzzle.
better than any of your friends?
The best bumfuzzler.
I regret doing these words.
The best bumfuzzler.
When you're at a party, do you amaze and impress people with your
Crapulous.
talent of
That girl's crapulous.
Super duper lollygagging.
to the beat? Well, send us a video that will knock our
Scooties.
off.
Oh,
Scooty, Scotty.
nice.
Scooty.
You're on your way to becoming the biggest
Doodle sack.
in America.
That's right.
Congratulations on your doodle sack.
Step 2.
Of 420 million.
Thanks for reminding us. What did you have to overcome to become who you are today? Did you struggle with gambling, family problems, or an addiction to
Really stale Cheetos puffs.
struggle with that too?
My
Did
favorite.
people ever call you
Flabbergasted.
or Or did people ever shout at you as you walked down the street?
Farfik Dugan!
They used to shout that at me in middle school. Please describe these insults and abuses in a brief bio of
Negative Googleplex.
words or less.
Wow, that is a lot.
Step 3.
With a lack
Here
of a
comes
lot.
the big audition. You gotta come to one of our casting calls. We are in all of America's
Nincompoopiest.
cities. Like, our tour starts the convention center in,
Sheboygan.
then goes to Los Angeles, then we'll finish up in the city that never sleeps. You know the one.
Possum Neck, Mississippi.
That's the one.
Are you ready to show the world that America's got
Collywobbles. These are all real words. Look them up.
Collywobble.
Allison Weber, tell our listeners where they can find you online.
Oh, well, if you want to hear my dirty, dirty songs, I'm at dirtyguitargirl.com, or you can see the same website for AllisonComedy.com. Not safe for work. Some of the songs aren't safe for work. I got a song that's not so dirty, but it's kind of dirty. I don't know if we have time.
No, we're wrapping it up, but
that's okay.
but go find Allison online, download everything that you can find on her, stalk her, find her. And Allison, thank you so much for being on the show. Guys, find us as always in the same spots that we always are. You can find us at Songs in the Key of Funny on Twitter, Songs Key of Funny on Instagram or Facebook. I'm at the Kristin Key. Shaun Fisher is at
Hey guys, it's Shaun.
We're at www.songsinthekeyoffunny. And as always, thank you so much for listening
Songs
to
in the key of funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
On iTunes.